bigloyd.com. In this video, I'm going to show how to create a black and white image using a Photoshop black and white filter layer. We're going to assume that you've created a color image to begin with, through whatever means you prefer, even if it's a JPEG. If this is an 8-bit image, you might want to first say image mode and go to 16 bits, because converting to black and white can produce some banding or striping or posterization effects if it's a lower quality image. So you'd want 16 bits to work with, but other than that, you're pretty much good to go. Now, it's very easy to create a new black and white layer in Photoshop. You'd say Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Black and White. Now, I've already set one up, so I'm not going to pick that. It's over here in the layers in Photoshop. I'm going to click it on, and we'll see that it transforms that color image into black and white. So how does that work? We'll go to Properties here, and we'll see in the black and white properties there's various control over how much the reds, yellows, greens, cyans, blues, and magentas contribute. Now, I've customized this, but let's suppose you want to choose your own. There's a default. You can see the look changes. It's not what I want. The clouds don't have that drama, and so on. So I'll try the default, but usually I'll go straight to a red filter. Take a look at that, and typically I'll use a high contrast red filter, which looks more like that. And that's really all there is to using a black and white filter layer. You can play with these sliders, pull them up or down, and depending on the colors in your image, you can see there's small changes in this particular image with reds, but not a whole lot's happening. I'll undo that. With blues, you can often get dramatic sky effects. You can see that blows it out. Pulling it down, you can make it black. So you can try all sorts of effects like that, depending on what you're after. So the trick is really just go with what looks good to you, and pay attention to the colors in the scene. You might see down here just past the hiker, there's some orangey stuff. So if we turn that layer back on, we don't have an orange control here. So we might try yellows, and you can see that that has a big effect on those rock faces. So if you want control over how bright, like that, or dark those faces are, you can play around with yellows and reds to affect those things. If you have foliage, of course, greens might come into play. You can see almost nothing happens in this scene with the green slider, because nothing's green. So that's really all there is to a black and white layer in Photoshop, and you can make more than one, and you can add another layer, try different settings, and then compare them, and you can get some pretty outstanding results this way. And that's why you may want to shoot in color, even if you have a monochrome camera, because it gives you so much control over things like how the yellows, reds, or greens, and so on map to monochrome tones. So play with that, and you could have a lot of fun.